How we doing, everybody? So next on the rotation is our descriptive redo. So just like the narrative where you had to go back and nip and tuck and make little edits, revisions, proofread, this time you're doing that to the descriptive essay and also add an additional page, okay? So go ahead and reference your original copy of your descriptive essay just like you did with your narrative. Take a look at it, maybe tweak some things, certainly add to it, add a page, okay? And just like the narrative redo, it'll be counted as a homework assignment. I'm still going to grade it according to the rubric, like I would any essay. Um, but the second version is going to be a homework assignment grade. But remember, I'm going to take that second version grade and add it to the original and divide it by 2, so an average of the two versions, and that'll stand as your finalized grade in the grade book, okay, for your essay, okay? So that's where we are this week, and I also have in the announcements for this week a helpful little guide about how to refurbish your essay. It's a 3-step process. I say editing as kind of a catch-all term, but when you look at this little ditto that I've provided, editing is really the second step. The first step is revision, second step is editing, third step is proofreading. And we sometimes use these terms interchangeably, but they do mean different things. So to revise, very simply, to look again. Okay, revision is usually the most general, sort of big picture look when you are reviewing your essay. The big things that stick out, okay? Maybe it's a formatting issue, maybe the margins aren't lined up, maybe periods aren't there, or something like that. Maybe your title isn't a creative title. Big things that might stand out to you. That's the process that revision will catch for you. Editing is sort of refining your focus a little bit more and looking for more minute, fine-tooth comb errors or things that you might want to reconsider. Maybe spelling, maybe sentence structure, subject-verb agreement, verb tense, things like that. And then finally, proofreading is like, think of it like a factory line before people who make, things on an assembly line before it is sent out for distribution to stores. There's usually a quality control check, okay? So proofreading, like foolproof, okay? That last quality control check before you send it out into the world, okay? So I do provide that little attachment for you guys in the announcement for this week. So I thought it'd be pretty handy just to kind of let you all know that when we say editing, that's really just the sort of second step, okay? There's revision, editing, and proofreading, okay? So maybe have that handy when you all are looking over your descriptive. Otherwise, for this week, we have a blog opportunity. I don't think we've had a blog for the second half of the term yet, so this will be nice to have one. We might have had one. I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't think we have, though. I know we've done at least one other journal and discussion forum. So take advantage of that blog, and all I ask you to do is to think back on the 2 pieces we've read this half of the term. The Heller piece on Is There a Formula for a Good Book? Recall that was under the classification and division mode of discourse unit. And then the Amy Walentz article on A Zombie is a Slave Forever. That was in the last mode of discourse unit definition. Okay, and all I ask you to do is to kind of pick which one of those 2 exemplifies its mode of discourse best. In other words, do you find that the Heller piece demonstrates classification and division better? Or do you find that the Amy Walentz piece exemplifies or demonstrates definition better than the Heller piece does classification and division, and vice versa? Okay, so just kind of give me your opinion on that. And to receive the bonus points, I've upped the word count. It's going to be a flat at least 150 words usually on everything you see from here on out in terms of journals, discussion forums, and blogs. Okay. So 2 paragraphs, 150 words. Make sure that you are actually doing 2 paragraphs. Okay, I know blogs are voluntary. It's totally up to you. But grading the last round of journals, and I didn't take off points for it, but just try to do your best and follow the directions of doing 2 paragraphs. And it might sound tedious to you, but the reason why I have you do the 2 paragraphs is so that I could see some development, okay, or transitioning from one idea to the next, okay, all having to do with a matter of organization and structure, okay. So it's not just telling you guys to do 2 paragraphs just because, okay, there's a reason why. I want to see that you could form a paragraph and then form another paragraph, both having to do with the same general idea, okay. So really the only thing you must do, the mandatory compulsory thing to do this week, is the redone descriptive essay. And then should you like, for bonus points on your redone MLA research essay due at the end of the term, you could go ahead and participate in the blog for this week. And what I will be doing this week is getting back those redone narratives to you, okay? I'm going to be out of town next weekend in Savannah with my wife and some friends of ours. So I'm going to, what I would usually do over the weekend, I'm going to try to do this week. Okay, so that's grading you all, the 4 SHS classes that I have. And then, of course, I have my 5 middle school classes. And then I have my classes that I'm taking. So I have homework too. So there's going to be a lot of compression as far as what I'm doing this week. You know, usually it's spread out throughout the week. I sort of manage how I grade you all versus the middle school kids versus my homework. But now I'm trying to squeeze it all together so that I could have a free weekend for R&R with some friends. This is all to say, of course, you're always free to reach out to me throughout the week and I'll get back to you, but I'm going to be a busy bee. And I'll try to do my best to get everything turned around to you guys in a timely fashion. Okay? So everybody, we're marching along here. Hope everybody's doing well, and I hope I see that everyone's done the discussion forum. We didn't get into doing that until later in the week. Even today, Sunday the 8th, not everyone has contributed, depending on what section you are. So don't lose sight of these classwork and homework assignments, because some people are starting to accrue zeros, and those add up. And, you know, when it comes time to the end of the year, when I'm grading a lot of things, I have to just be able to go into my grade column, read your work, make sure you've done it correctly, and assign you a grade. But if you are coming to me like, oh, can I turn this into you? I know it's late. Naturally, I'm going to want you to do it because I want you to have a grade. But despite me being a pretty understandable guy, if I do allow you to do that, you're really creating problems for you and me. Creating problems for me because I have to go hither and yon to look for your resubmitted work in my email, and it's really just too much to keep track of. Okay, so when everything's in a neat little silo in the Dropbox columns, okay, when I go to grade, it's all there. Okay, and I don't have to go on a wild goose chase. So those of you who are not submitting things, you're really putting yourself in a bind. Okay, because frankly, I don't think I'm gonna really feel inclined to accept late work, and really, I think I even have on the syllabus, late work isn't allowed unless you have some true extenuating circumstance, okay? So let's buck up, from here on out, because it's going to dig a hole for yourselves. This isn't everybody, but those of you who are missing things, I don't know if I'm going to be able to accept late work from you, just because my workload is already, well, loaded. Okay, so let's stay on task. Okay, all right, well, that's all I gotta say. Keeping it at the 10-minute mark here. I'll see you all next week. Have a great week. Peace. Bye.